crazy for me, man, because it's like you said, I'm an underdog in that my old dude wasn't in my life,
Right.
but my mom was strong, and then my mom ended up marrying, and then, when my mom got married, her husband adopted me, gave me his last name, and it was a strange relationship though, because it wasn't my biological father, ended up leaving home at 16. And I know for me back then it was, the Martin Luther Kings that used to give me that inspiration. And I always said like, I want to be what King was, to all the athletes, and all the stars back then, and all the regular people. Like I want to be what King was. So when people was thinking about hooping and, baseball and whatever, I was like, I'm gonna be Martin Luther King, not him, but, be able to make that same type of impact. And I remember dreaming of that,
For sure.
So to hear you say that you actually used it to help you, to get through slumps is like big for me, because that's what it was all about. And 90% of the people that I inspire, I'll never meet. You know what I'm saying? That's the bad part. Same thing. I mean, they might be in the arena watching you, but you're not going to get to necessarily touch their hand.
Right.
So to be able to actually sit down with somebody, who, then he said 2013, I'm like, man, I'm getting old.
Man,
it's 2019.
Hey, but hey, it's crazy for me though to be sitting here with you, because it's like you said, man, I mean, all the people that you've inspired, a lot of people, you helping that drive, you helping that motivation. Because like I said, it will be, you know what I'm saying? You just feel like, all right, man, I've exhausted all that I could. And especially for me, man, like when I got drafted, like my first 2 years in the league was, I was telling friends like, look, man, I don't think I'm gonna last here long. Like, the way, the cards was dealt the first 2 years, it wasn't sweet. So it was just like, man, I'm going through a lot. Not really understanding what's going on, but I started having a lot of doubt. Started looking, maybe I should, look for something else to do, outside of basketball. Maybe this whole playing age is gonna end right here. But like, nah, man, like your words and like I said, it's about you surrounding yourself with the right people. And when they would see like I didn't want to do nothing, they would just like, just listen to this video for a little bit. You just take 20, 30 minutes out of your day, just listen to this. And it's crazy how much, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you don't think that it's going to be a big thing, but it definitely helped. Like, just, all right, well, my back is against the wall. Let me just keep going until you see the light at the end of the tunnel, man.
No questions asked. So let me ask you this. You talked about your school. First of all, a lot of people may not know what school, the name of your school. Right. So if you could tell us the name of your school. And when you say it wasn't a big program, what do you mean by that?
I mean, just small school, small enrollment, small private Christian school. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like the public schools where you have thousands of kids. I mean, man, we probably had, I don't even think we had 100 kids just in high school.
Wow.
So it was, we had the biggest, my actual class, I mean, I haven't asked lately if they had a bigger graduating class, but my class was the biggest graduating class in school history, and it was like 24 kids.
No question. So small school.
Small school.
Yeah.
Small school.
So then being an underdog, talk to the underdogs, man. What is it like coming from a school, where your class is 24 and you got cats, who they've been talking about since they were in high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they knew they was going to the pros. What is that like? What's that chip on your shoulder? How do you think that makes you a better player?
I mean, just make you work a little extra. You got to understand it's thousands. And the way the game is going now, I mean, it's more because you got the people from, the foreign countries coming over here. They want to hoop in the league now. So you just got to, like I said, I think that my dad really instilled that sacrifice that I needed to have in order for me to get to where it is that I wanted to be. But also just let the underdogs know, you just got to keep pushing, man. It don't matter. Even on the days you don't want to work, you gotta show up. Because a person who may have exposure over there, and man, we live in a world full of politics. Yeah. We just gonna call a spade a spade. Like you said, man, everybody, like the people who got the name, of course, like they're gonna go over there. All right, this is where they at. They breed, NBA players, this high school. But I've also played with people who didn't go to big name schools. And one of them probably, pretty successful people doing what they're doing right now.
Right.
So really, I mean, if you're good enough, you're going to be found. Yeah. The right people is going to find you.
Yeah, I like that.
And I just feel like just keep working, man. Just do what you need to do. Don't worry about other people. Don't try to compare yourself to others. Don't look at what they have, because I used to do that. I used to do that in high school. You know, I think 11th grade was my first scholarship offer, but I'm looking at all these cats in my class, and, you know, I'm looking at them getting all these scholarship offers. They got this, they got that. And it just got to a point I was like, all right, man, well, that's them.
Yeah.
And that's they lane.
Yeah.
All right, you got to focus on Allen. What can Allen do to get Allen, you know, these scholarship offers, where Allen got to go to, you know, get exposure, get seen by the right people. And when I am in front of all these people, where I can be exposed, and like you said, when the lights come on,
it's your time.
So I just feel like, I just tell them, like, don't look at nobody else. You know, everybody's success, everybody's journey is different. Yeah. So just focus on what it is that you can control, and maximize your full potential to the highest level.
Yeah. Now you said something earlier, and I don't know if people caught it, but, you know, evidence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You said something earlier. I know the theme song, bro.
Right.
I know the theme song, bro. Like, like when I was on the streets, you know, and making my transition, church was the place for me, you know, where I kind of, you know, made the turnaround, because I didn't grow up in church, you know, and Dr. Frederick Price, you know, everybody talk about T.D. Jakes, you know, Joel Osteen. He was one of the first TV evangelists, you know what I'm saying? So, like, back in and he taught, like, he got in the word and taught, you know, mega church in LA. How has your faith played a role, you know, in your life and in your career?
I think it's played a huge part. Not gonna lie, like I said, when I got to the draft, it's funny, I didn't say it earlier, but the draft, you know, getting drafted, it was probably the worst night of my life, to be real. Because it was just like, you know how all these expectations, I want to be a first round pick, all of this stuff. So not trying to, you know, harp on it too much, but, you know, I fell to the second round. And obviously everybody knows what comes with that. I mean, first round, you guaranteed first 4 years in the NBA, blah, blah, blah. Second round pick, you got to negotiate your contract at this point. So you're not even guaranteed, you may not even guarantee the whole year. You may be on like some partial contract. So, I mean, like I said, me being blessed, like I said, for me to fall to the second round, it was what it was. But, you know, my agent worked something out, you know, I got a 3-year guarantee. So kind of almost a first, you know, like a first rounder. But my first 2 years was really crazy, up and downs. I think it was my first time in my life where I've been on a team where I didn't play. Like, I would go to the arena knowing there's no chance of me seeing the floor tonight. Like, you know, I would be listed as inactive. So I had to come, you know, with the suit jacket. Right. Like, so I would go do my workout before the game. And after that, it was like, all right, your night's over. You know, you're going to, you know, take this seat behind the bench and you're going to watch, you know, your teammates. So be a good teammate. But, you know, just during that time, I kind of, like, my faith wavered. It did, not going to lie. Like I said, just being in a situation I've never been in before kind of hit me. It hit me hard. It was definitely a humbling experience. And it was just, you know, just a lot of things I just didn't understand. And, you know, I was kind of one of those where, you know, I needed to see it in order for me to believe it. And I understand that it's not about what we see. It's the things that we don't see. So, like I said, it's just, you know, the maturity, it just wasn't there. So, you know, my mom would always tell me, you know, after games and this and that, like, you know, just keep working. You know, things are going to play out. And I said, you know, I heard that for a year. I was like, okay, bet, that's cool. Second year came in, you know, all right, things are going to be different. And they weren't, you know, went back to being inactive. You know, somebody got hurt on the team and coach put me in the starting lineup right away, and I was like, wow, like this is kind of random.
From nothing to not inactive to
starting. And then, so, you know, I got to play, you know, a few games. The guy was out, he came back. So I didn't necessarily go back to the bench. You know, I was starting, and then, you know, I was in the, you know, second rotation. And then either way, we made a trade at the trade deadline, you know, brought in some other guys, you know, and, you know, obviously we traded for some guys, you know, had more experience, who've been in the league, got a name for himself. So I went from starting to, you know, being in rotation to, all right, back to the bench. And I think that was kind of like my breaking point. And I just remember I was on my way home from practice one time, and I was talking to my mom on the way home, just telling her, like, you know, I just don't understand. Like, I had to pull the car over because I just broke down, just like, yo, like, feel like I'm taking 2 steps forward, but then I'm getting knocked back like 5. And her biggest thing, you know, was just, you know, just keep trusting God. And it got to a point I was like, you know what, I keep hearing that, but, you know, what I'm seeing ain't really, you know, really helping me, you know, really have that faith. And like I said, man, it just comes to a point where you just got to really mature and really know that God got your back. And, you know, granted, like, you know, things may look at like they at a standstill, but he's always working behind closed doors, man. And long story short, next year, man, they blew up the whole team. You know, one of our main pieces, you know, left elsewhere to a different team and opened up opportunity. And that third year, got to actually get rotational minutes. I was playing every night. So,
what was that like?
Man, it was just like, I'm glad that I didn't give up because, like I said, on that ride home, talking to my mom, I was like, maybe, you know, my success in the, you know, it stops here. Maybe it's just, you know, what I'm seeing, I'm really not, you know, I don't think, you know, there's a lot of, you know, and, you know, the window of opportunity in NBA is very slim. And it's like, man, if you ain't cracking the rotation, you know, then all right, you don't work here, then you bounce it from this team, then you bounce from that team. And until, honestly, I mean, you may be out and ain't no, and it's hard to be out and coming back.
Right.
So I was just like, man, like I just gotta, just everything. I just like, you know, I just stuck with it. And like I said, just surrounding myself with a lot of great people, man, they really helped me, like drive me, like just keep working, dog. Like just keep working. Like that opportunity is gonna come. My mom always told me, she was like, look, I know you don't see it now, but she was like, when your opportunity comes, like, she said, God is gonna show up and he gonna show out. Yeah. And I was like, all right, man, like, I'm gonna just keep doing it. Like basketball is all I know, so I wasn't gonna quit. I mean, obviously at the time I was like, you know, I gotta find something else, but quitting it's not in me. But it was just like, all right, man, I'm gonna just stick with it. And it had to be the sweetest thing ever, dog. And it was just like I said, just having the right people around you, really helping you and like motivating you and just letting you know, people believing in you when you can't believe in yourself at one point. And it was just like, wow, like everything that she said that was gonna happen, it really happened.
No question.
So it was definitely, you know, you just get that opportunity, you never turn back.
Yeah. What to you? I know, you know, asked two last things. So I know, you know, you dream about being in the NBA, but you there. What would you say was like, man, E, this was the, you know, I didn't expect this in the league. You know what I'm saying? This was a challenge that I didn't, you know, I didn't forecast. I didn't think about for some shorty that's watching right now, you know what I'm saying, that he can get prepared, you know, when he gets his shot.
Yeah, it's, I mean, league it exposes you to a lot. It definitely does. I will say that just staying true to yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a couple of experiences where, you know, kind of got away from what it is that my family has instilled in me. Kind of like I said, I come from the real religious background. That foundation is really solid. And, you know, man, there's just a lot that really comes with the NBA. And it's not just the work you put in, but it's the people that come with it.
Yeah.
And I'll just say you just gotta really, you know, you just really gotta be grounded. You really gotta just be
that's deep.
Really like, you know, embedded into yourself and really know who you are. Because like I said, I did get caught up. You know, you can get caught up in that little lifestyle, what comes with it and all of that. But I feel like because I'm so like deeply like rooted and grounded into like the word, it's just like, you know, you catch yourself along the way sometimes and it's like, all right, you know, this ain't me. So like, let's revert back to what it is that your family has instilled in you and ride that wave. So I'll just say the biggest thing, man, you just gotta stay true to you and really just don't ever leave God out of your life or out of the picture, because really, man, like I said, this, you know, going on this journey and just realizing like, all right, what I was doing when I really wasn't putting my effort and energy into God, to actually when I'm actually putting my effort and energy into God, just seeing those type of results.
Yeah, it looked different.
And just how you feel. And I think that'll be my biggest thing, man. It's just you got to stay true to you.
Yeah. So what's as a 1%er, you know, everybody dreaming of this and you there, what's the thing you're grateful for that you didn't quit, that you didn't give up?
To just, I mean, coming into my new contract, I mean, like I said, my mama said that God was going to show up and he was going to show out. I went into free agency that year with, you know, obviously, you know, with $1, you know, amount in my mind. But it was just like what I was asking for to what I got. It was just like, wow.
Praise God.
It was just like,
praise God.
And I just told the first person I called, it was just like, man, you wasn't lying.
Yeah.
Like, he really did show up and he showed out, and it was just like, wow, like, definitely wasn't expecting it, but I've been blessed for it. Yeah. And nobody can tell you otherwise. You don't deserve it. I mean, that's everybody's opinion, man. Everybody got their own opinion and all that stuff, but that don't dictate how you move in your life. It don't dictate who you are as an individual. And I just realized, like I said, it took me some time to realize that too, because, you can't block out everybody. So you're going to hear and you're going to see certain things. But, man, it was just, I'm just glad that I never quit, man, because I could be elsewhere doing God knows what. But I just feel like that foundation, and I'll say that's the biggest thing for me, man, just surrounding myself with a lot of great people and people who always like led me in the right direction, not people who say, yeah, you right, like, because there were times where I'll be upset and they be like, no, you looking at it the wrong way. You need to approach it this way. Yeah. And I just really feel like my support team and my support system, family and friends, man, they really play a huge part in that role. And just like I said, and it kind of helps you because things weren't always sweet. So it kind of like you just really realize what it is what work you have to put into in the NBA. Maybe it may not be the same work that you put in on the college level that brought you success there, but you got to figure out. And obviously, you got to be a little smarter up here because it's an 82-game season. You put in your body, so it's just like maybe you can put up shots, but it's like, all right, more maintenance on the body and things like that. Getting your sleep and just a whole bunch of eating right. It's a bunch of stuff, man. So it's been an amazing journey, man. Yeah, and I wouldn't want it to be any other way. Yeah,
no question.
Everything has led me to be who I am today and continue to grow as an individual. So it's been dope.
Yeah.
It's been dope.
So away from basketball, I'm always talking about what's your why? You know what I'm saying? What's your why? So outside of the game itself, what are you passionate about? What are you connected to? What's important to you when you're not on the court?
It's funny you asked me that because one of my best friends who actually put me onto you, he asked me that question one time. He said, what's your why? Like, hey, you just rambling about this and that. He was like, all of those answers are good, but usually, people have a why and it's just like, one, maybe two things. And I was like, what do you mean? And then, so, he's kind of gave me examples and everything. I was like, I see what you mean. So I feel like my biggest why is just really my family. My the people who brought me up and helped me get to where it is that I wanted to in life, like with the NBA or God has blessed me with, I'm able to take care of them now. I'm able to do things that, most people would want to do for their family. Right. I'm taking care of moms, taking care of pops, taking care of my sister. She got 2 kids. I'm helping them out. Friends who helped me get to where it is, people who sacrificed with me. And it's just, I feel like my biggest thing is just giving and you just be a cheerful giver. That's what I've been taught as a young man coming up. I ain't doing this so people can like me more or, I don't need to be out in the media. I don't need acceptance from nobody. I'm doing this out of kindness of my heart. People can ask me, oh, can I get this? Can I get that? You kind of know certain people, man. You get a feel for people and you kind of get like, all right, well, this person's genuine. This person was there for me when I wasn't on top, when I didn't have what I had. Person who's saying, it pushed me to be great, be the best that I can possibly be, man. So I really just say like my family really is key. My inner circle, I'll say that because my friends know that they not just friends to me, like that's family. So I don't even, when I say family, I'm talking about like all the people that is really close and dear to my heart, man. So it's just, like I said, man, people who helped me get to where it is that I am today. And it's just, I just want them to be able to experience, what it is that I can experience or let me help you experience to what it is that you want to be. And I feel like that's my biggest why.
Okay. Now, a lot of cats, and I'm not judging nobody, but a lot of cats, they grow up in the city, go to school, especially high school, then they go to college, go to pros. They never go back home. You know what I'm saying? And then there are cats that go back home, you know what I'm saying, and try to be a blessing, not just to their college, but high school as well. Like, what's your take? Like, are you the dude that's like, yo, I'm grateful for everything that happened, coming up, but like I don't really fool with high school like that. I'm more focused on what I'm doing now because that's important. I'm in the league. I'm focused on that. What's your take on that?
Oh no, man. I mean, like my high school that I went through is that's my family school.
Okay.
So that is always
when you say family school, what do you mean by that?
Oh yeah, like we got my grandfather and them, they had a church.
Okay.
My aunt, his daughter, founded the school.
Okay.
So the school is Frederick Casey Price High School. Yeah. And then they got the church. So the high school is and it's not even just the high school, but it's the high school, elementary, middle school. It's like pre-K through high school. It's like one big thing. And like I've been real passionate about it. And just, last summer, they were in the midst of closing school down. 25 plus years has been open, the legacy. I'm talking about uncles, cousins, people before me been there. Nephew, cousins who still go to school there.
Wow.
So, they're about to close down. And, my aunt had asked me, she was like, she was like, what are your thoughts of, helping us out, donating this so that, we keep the school running, keep it going. And, she like, we're looking for other people, we're asking for help, elsewhere as well. She's like, let me just put that on your plate. And,
Auntie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Auntie got a little bit more weight.
Yeah. Of course. And it's always, it always hits home when it's family.
Yeah. So
a couple months later, I got word my mom was actually in the meeting with my aunt. Aunt was, I'm like, what is this meeting about? She's like, oh yeah, they're closing school. Like, she brought in all the faculty, the people, over at the school. Like, look, like, it's been a good run for us, but we just don't have the financial stability to keep the.
Yeah.
So, while they're in that meeting, my mom is texting me. And I remember I was on my couch at home out here in New York. And she was like, how would you feel, donating, X amount, keep the school open, keep it going.
Yeah, so it went from auntie to mama now.
Oh yeah, mama. Yeah,
mama.
Now mom Duke
no questions
because that's her sister
no
now.
question.
So she's
the heat, the pressure.
Right. Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It was just like it wasn't even no time for me to think.
Yeah.
It was just like literally in that text message, she was like, "How do you feel about that?" And I was just like, 5 minutes later, I was like, "All right, let's do it. Let her know right now that I'll do it." So, they're in the meeting. During the meeting, she's about to tell everybody, you guys gonna have to find other jobs, this and that. My mom shows her the text message that I'm willing, to donate the money to keep the school open.
Wow.
So, like I said, it was nothing to think about. And like I said, that's family. And it's the biggest thing for me in my life, man. That's what keeps me going is family. Like, those are the people who's going to have your back regardless. Yeah. People who are going to have your best interest regardless. Yeah. And family, that's key to me. Yeah. And that's all I've known. That's all I've been around. And so, man,
that's
I just
crazy,
kept it open.
Yeah, what does that feel like, though, man, to be in a position to be a blessing to the people, who are a blessing to you? Like, that's got to be crazy.
Of course, man. I mean, it's something that you always dreamed of. Yeah. But to actually live it, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
And all that it is that you had to go through to get to where you were, you just realize that it's nothing but a blessing. Yeah. And everything that I've been preached about God and, staying true to God, keep God involved in your life, align yourself up with God. It's just a testimony to, like, when you do right, good things can happen to that.
No question.
And I just, man, like I said, it's the people who helped me be who I am today and people who still lend a hand in. Because like I said, I don't got all the answers now.
Right.
So it's people who still guiding me and helping me along this journey in life. But it's just an amazing feeling because it's just, like I said, I've been able to see certain things that my family has gone through that nobody else would ever see. They only see the good. But I've got to live it and experience it with these individuals. So the fact that I'm in a position now at such a young age too, and it's just like, family comes first. Family's always going to be helped out regardless, man. And it's just an amazing, like you said, it's a great feeling, man. You always dream of it, but like I said, to actually live it's a reality. It's the dopest feeling ever.
Be a 1%er, no question. I'm tripping because when you said you first sat down and said where your lineage come from. Like I'm watching the TV and I see it all in your face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, that's crazy, bro.
That's
legacy, bro.
That's grandpa.
Yeah, that's a legacy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm saying I didn't know you knew him, and so you could understand how I feel like what I'm doing is like what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was the first real TV evangelist that we looked up to. Right. And he wasn't on no snake stuff. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't one of those, dudes that's like, send me X amount of money for this and that. You know what I'm saying? And then like he cared about the people, you feel me? And taught us and was really trying to explain to us, this is bigger than just the word, but as a people, we need to be buying land, we need to be doing this, we need to be doing that. So it's just crazy sitting here seeing his people, man. That's crazy.
But it just goes to, like I said, family is key. His wife, he gives credit to his wife all the time. She helped get him on a path that was, because he didn't come from a good, I mean, hopefully, if grandpa ever saw this, he don't mind me, telling that. But, he kind of came from a broken family. Yeah. Got into some things growing up, but feel like, you surround yourself with the right people. And his wife came into his life and she changed his whole life.
Yeah, I already know about that.
Changed his whole life.
No question.
But man, I mean, my biggest thing, I mean, I heard, you from Detroit and you said, you always, weren't, like that. So, I mean, I just kind of, you said, obviously at one point, you wanted to be like, the Martin Luther King. I mean, like what really, were there any experiences that led to that, or like that really, like, did the light switch come on at a certain time and it was just like, all right, this is my purpose. Like this is what God, put me on this earth to do, who to be.
Yeah. It's kind of like you said with grandpa. I got with the right, woman who like, yo, you bigger than this, you better than that. I just remember being on the block, and my girl is like, yo, I'm not trying to dog you out, but like you ain't hard. Yeah. Like she like, you care. I remember carrying a gun and I remember not wanting to go to certain places because I was like, I knew I wasn't gonna shoot nobody. Like I already knew it. I'm like, yo, if something pop off, they gonna shoot you before you shoot them because you gonna be like you care too much about people. Right. Like I'm not the type of dude that's gonna hurt somebody for a pair of J's or hurt somebody, So I would find myself, like you said, even though I didn't necessarily grow up in church, my mom sent me to a camp when I was 8, a religious camp. Mm-hmm. That's kind of where my relationship started. And I just remember being in places like, your conscience, like, yo, you don't belong here. Right. Like, you ain't supposed to be doing this, and I left home early. So I was 16. I could do whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And my girl was one of those people that was like, yo, you special. Like, you need to get out of Detroit. I'm going to college. You should probably come roll with me, and we can build something together. And so I went to school with her and, man, I just started like getting exposed to people like your grandfather. And I think when I was younger, maybe I might have seen, like, cause I ain't go to church. So maybe on TV every blue moon, but like when you were in a bad environment, you don't, like your frequency is off. So it's not like you on the right channel. Right. So you might be hearing stuff and seeing stuff because you're on the wrong channel. You're not picking that stuff up. But when I ended up going to college, I wasn't around clubbing no more, when nobody smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no fighting and all that kind of playing cards and hustling. It was college, and I went to HBCU, and HBCUs, they get down with God. You know what I'm saying? They get down. So I was at church. I was at, people doing their thing, but I was at chapel. We had a choir. You could get that, and I was getting that. And so my frequency changed. The channel changed, and I started looking at, in class we would study Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey and Emmett Till. Right. And I'm like, yo, I didn't know we was going through all this. I didn't know we were having these struggles in the South. And so that kind of changed my mindset to your people didn't die for you to be acting a fool. Your people died to give you opportunities. And so I started turning, we started having programs on campus. There was like, black men empowerment programs. We were doing like the Black history stuff, the bros dressing up, whatever. But then that kind of started to turn. But then when I had my son, me and my wife had been married 5 years. And when Jalen was born, I was like, whoa. Like my father wasn't there for me. I don't think his father was there for him. I never met my grandfather. And I was like, yo, we got to stop taking these L's. Right. And I'm telling y'all, like, this is crazy. I got to meet Kevin Garnett one day and give him this story. But KG, man, when he was with Minnesota, he did a interview with John Thompson. and he was like crying. And John Thomas like, yo, bro, for real, you making 100 mil? Like, you playing in the NBA? What's going on? He's like, we losing. We losing. You know what I'm saying? And they hit me, bro, like, yo, E, as a family, and no disrespect, like you said, my father might be watching this, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but it's like we losing. Generations losing. And I was like, bro, I want to be a winner. Like, I want to know what it's like to live the American dream. I want to travel. I want to make good money. I want to be a family man. I want to have a family. Like, I'm tired of losing. And from that point forth, when my son was born, I was like, let's go get it. I started doing the motivational. I was that dude that your roommate was, reading the books, catching Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, getting the old you young, but the cassette tape that you got to put the little tape on, you know, and reel the boy, listen and burning them jokers out, you know, in the car. So that was kind of, for me, my start. My wife, you know, girlfriend, but became my wife. And then when I went to school and just started being around positive, you know, older black men and seeing them do, my president was, you know, African-American, you know, the provost, the dean. So when I started seeing my boys graduate, become doctors, lawyers, I was just like, yo, E, you may not be #1 draft, like you might not be the most likely to succeed, but bruh, you a draft choice, kid. And if you get out there and do what you're supposed to do, you know what I'm saying, you can leave a legacy just like everybody else. So that's what I'm on. Nope, y'all didn't draft me one, but you gonna pay. I'm gonna leave my mark up in this joint, and you would have wished you would have made me, you know, one of the top drafts in the world, if you will. So yeah. I'm gonna need you to be real. Some of this stuff's gonna hurt today, but it's okay. One of the things I'm starting to realize is there's a small group of people that's really living the American dream. So they're selling you some good information. They're not showing you how to execute on those. All I'm saying is, as we move forward, we can't help certain things, but we're not gonna sabotage ourselves. I'm gonna show you why they execute and why you don't. But more of us could be living whatever life we want. But what they didn't show you is how you were supposed to do that. What I want y'all to start doing for me is having dreams and then give me a couple nightmares to go with the dreams. For real, I just want you to make up in your mind like this could happen. Not because I want you to be spooked out, but I don't want you to get hit and you like, I didn't prepare for that.